Hi, friends, and happy Friday. I am Sarah Chatello from Sassy Paper Crafts. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and today I am super excited about the card I want to show you today. All week, it's kind of been a mismatched week, to be honest, around here. I didn't really have that big of a plan, but the theme of the week was friendship. We celebrated Valentine's Day last night in my VIP group. That was super fun. If you're not a part of the VIP group, you should be. The link is in the description of this video. We had such a fun time with the clue game. I don't know if you guys ever played that. You have to guess who did it, like it was who stole the candy, who stole it where, with what. Oh my gosh, was that so fun. So if you want to go back and look at that post, it's still up in the VIP group. Sorry, I'm trying to find the video here to share to the VIP group. But go ahead and click the button or the link in the description of this video to join that VIP group. We had a lot of fun last night. So yeah, this week has been friendship, Galentine's themed, and today's card is no different. It is a Hello Friend card. I'll be using the Friendly Hello bundle, which is a Sale-A-Bration bundle. It is free with a $100 purchase in my online store. Sorry, I'm still trying to do things. Share to a group. Sassy Paper Crafters, and post. Did it do it? It didn't. Go. So before we get started, I just wanted to announce our winner from last week. So I'm giving away the Sweet Talk Designer Series paper sampler. It's not a full pack of paper. This is 12 by 12 paper. I cut it down to 6 by 6 and give away one sheet of each design for our giveaways, and the winner this week is Linda Hauser. Congratulations, Linda. I will get that sent out to you tomorrow. There is no giveaway this week because I will not be live next week. I am getting married next Saturday. So next Friday, we're going to be setting up the hall and doing all the wedding stuff. So I will not be live next Friday. I will have some posts for you. I will have some cards for you throughout the week, but there will be no live either on my Facebook page on Friday or in my VIP group on Sunday. So with all that out of the way, let me turn off my camera, flip it around for you, and we will get started on this super cute card. Let me just flip it. Takes me just a second to get this done. I am still here. I hope you are too. If you are, even though there is no giveaway today, please leave a comment. Say hello. I so love hearing from you guys. So there's my desk. And this is the card we're going to be making today. The Hello Friend from the Friendly Hello bundle. And it's a really cute card. It's a birthday card. But it uses pale papaya, which is one of those colors that I don't really use a whole lot, and I don't know why, because it is such a pretty color, and I really need to use it more. So I'm going to start with the pale papaya card base, and this measures 5.5 by 8.5, and it's scored at 4.25. And I'm just going to furnish that with my bone folder. And then I have a piece of basic white that is 5.25 by 4. And then this is some of that beautiful Friendly Hello Designer Series paper. Is it Friendly Hello? Sorry, let me just grab my Sale-A-Bration catalog because there's so many products, I forget what they're called sometimes. Let's see. There it is. It is Friendly Hello Stamp Set and the Friendly Hello 12 by 12 Designer Series paper. So that's a look at all that paper. We're going to be using that guy right there. And just so you can see, that's the back side of it. That's fresh freesia. So this is 5 by 3.75, and it just layers on there like that. So next what I did was I wanted to show you this. This is a little hack I have. So I have a piece of basic white. Actually, I lied. This piece is for the inside. I also have another piece that measures 5.25 by 4. But what I did was I die cut my little label that we're going to be stamping on. I already die cut it. And what's going to happen is you put it on there and it's completely covered. So I did that on this one, and you'd never know because it's covered. So that's a way to get the most out of your product, so that way you're not wasting paper. So I'm not going to cut a piece of basic white just to cut out a label. I cut it out of the back there. So just a little hack, a little tip. So now let's do some stamping. So I'm going to need my one basic white piece and my label here. And I'm going to get my Memento ink out and my stamp set, which I did not grab. Well, where did it go, guys? No, that's not. Well, what I do with the stamp set? Friendly Hello. There it is. It's on there. I just have to learn to read. So there's the stamp set. It is a photopolymer stamp set, and there are 13 stamps in here. We're going to use the Hello Friend. Hope you have the best birthday. And then I'm also going to use this little guy and this big guy. So we're going to be using 4 out of the 13 stamps. I'm going to grab a D block. And I'm just going to kind of angle that big flower on there. I'm going to grab another D block for our Hello Friend. A C block for our little flowers. And a G block for our little sentiment. All right, so now I have my Memento ink. And I'm just going to ink up my sentiment here first. We're going to do a little bit of coloring. And I want to make sure I'm not pushing super hard, but I do want to make sure I'm getting ink all over. I think I might need to re-ink my Memento. And I'm just lining this up with my grid paper. And I'm going slightly to the right. I'm pushing, but not pushing too hard. I'm just putting a little bit of pressure, and it's perfect. And then I'm going to take our little flower, ink that guy up. And I'm just going to go down in this corner. And that's why I went to the right a little bit. And I'm barely putting any pressure. I just want to make sure I get the full image. And then we can move that real quick and bring in, this is for our inside panel. So I'm going to stamp my sentiment first in case I mess it up. Paper has 2 sides and we can always just flip it right over. And again, I'm just lining it up with my grid paper and trying to go for the center. And that one I could have pushed a little bit harder, but you know what? It's okay. It's a handmade card, right? Nobody knows what it's supposed to look like. So now I'm just inking up my flowers. And then I'm going to kind of go off a little bit. These are pretty big flowers. And again, I'm just kind of putting a little bit of pressure. I'm not pushing super hard. Because when you push too hard, it smushes the stamp. Bad things happen. So we are done with the stamping. So that was it for stamping. I'm going to put my ink away and just clean my stamps off quick. I still have not gotten around to using that dang Simply Chamois. Somebody needs to yell at me every time I stamp to get it out and use it. Because that's probably the number one thing. What's the difference between the scrub and the chamois? And honestly, I like the scrub. I've used the scrub for years. I bought the chamois though, so I can answer that question, and I still can't. Or I'll get, what's better, the scrub or the chamois? To me, the scrub, because it's what I use, and I can't seem to remember to use that dang chamois. All right, so I'm going to put my stamps away just so I don't lose them. This is seriously how I make every single card of mine. I know it's probably boring for you guys, but to watch me put stamps away, but this helps my brain. When everything's all over everywhere, I tend to lose stuff. All right, stamps are put away. I can put the stamp set away. Blacks need to go. Now we can color a little bit. So I have both the dark and the light pale papaya blends and the dark and the light granny apple green blends. And when you buy these, they come with both. They are a combo pack. We're going to start with the granny apple green. And I'm going to grab my label. And I just used a little bit of the light. And I'm using the pen end. They have 2 ends. So that's the brush tip end. And that's, I guess, the fine tip end. And that's the end I'm using. Just because what we're coloring is so small. I'm just going to color the little leaves here. And it really only takes a second. You probably can't even see that, so let me bring it up. So it's a slight granny apple green. Now I can go in with the pale papaya, and I'm going to use the brush tip end. Whoops. The brush tip end for this one. And this is the light pale papaya. And I'm just coloring the petals. And these are alcohol-based markers, so they only really take a second to dry, where water-based takes a little bit longer. So while that's drying, it really only takes a second. I'm going to go into my inside panel and just color in that. And I'm kind of leaving a little bit of white space because I'm going to go in with the dark and do some shading. And I just want some, I guess, color variation. I want it to be different colors, different depths. It just adds some interest to the eye. All right, so now I'm going to go back in with the dark. And on this one, I'm just going over the little lines where there would be shadow anyway. And I'm just kind of pulling that out. I know it's really small and probably hard to see, so bring it up. And that is still drying, so I'm going to let that dry. And I'm just going to go in with the dark pale papaya on our big flowers and fill in all that white. Fill in any spots I may have missed. I get kind of heavy-handed with the blends, but you know what? They're very forgiving, and that is okay. So I still left some white on those because I'm going to go back with the light. I'm going to start over here, and these are called blends, so I am blending the light and the dark together. And I'm not going to go back in, I think, with the dark granny apple green. I just don't think it's really necessary. I mean, you totally could if that's what you want to do, if that's what you prefer. But I think those leaves are just so tiny that you can't even really see them. Maybe I'll do like every other one. So dark, we'll see. All right, so that's it for the pale papaya. Oh, I missed a spot. All right, now that's it for the pale papaya. I will take the dark. I'm going to use the fine tips. These are really tiny. I'm just going to go every other leaf there. Give it a little, I don't know. All right, so that is it for our coloring. Now we can assemble. So with this piece that we cut out, what you want to do is you don't, because this is a like layering piece, you don't want to put the glue here. What I did was I just take my seal and I just put it on the outside edges. And if it comes through the back a little bit, that's okay because we are putting it on a card base. So I'm just going to take that and line it up. And I didn't really get anything coming through, so good for me. Now I'm going to take some of the open weave, I think it's called. Open weave, yes. The 3/8 inch open weave pale papaya ribbon. I just kind of roughly measure it out, maybe. I have the hardest time with ribbon. If you guys have any ribbon tips or tricks, let me know, because I really do have a hard time with it. And then I'm just going to take a little bit of seal. I'm just trying to go for pretty much dead center. I cut that way too long. That's okay. And we're going to do that. And then I'm going to grab some dimensionals for our sentiment label piece. This, I don't know if I mentioned, this comes from the scallop contour dies, which is part of the color and contour bundle, which is one of my favorites in the annual catalog. I just love it. I'm going to take those off, the backings off, and I'm just going to kind of place that in the middle. And then we're going to add some of the 2021-2023 in color jewels. I'm just going to grab my take your pick tool. It's got the, oh, I left all the jewels on the inside of the bag. Isn't that funny? So I'm going to use, there's all 5 in colors here. I'm just going to use the pale papaya. I'm just going to kind of randomly stick 3 of them around. I tend to go in like a triangular shape. Not on purpose, it's just what my brain does. And then we can take our seal, maybe. No. I'm about out of this roll. Sorry, I have one on backup. I'm going to put this on our card base. And then our inside. And you'll notice with the blends too, they do come through. So you don't want to color on anything that you care about. So see, I have some here on my grid paper. If you don't want to like put this on top of your card and then color on it, because you'll get it, it'll bleed through. Where the Stampin' Write markers are water-based and tend to not do that as much. But that is our card. So I will be live this Sunday in the VIP group. I have a very cool fun fold card to show you there. Next week, I'm going to give you a preview. I normally only do this in my VIP group, but I'll give you guys a sneak peek. We are talking about wedding and anniversary cards. Shocking, right? So if you want to see the video for Sunday, go ahead and join my VIP group. There is no live next Friday, February 11th, or next Sunday, February 13th, but I will see you guys around, and I hope you all have a great weekend. Thanks for watching.